Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, why wasn't I enough? Do you feel that burning ache of being left behind, like you were disposable? But what if I told you that her regret can be your rebirth? This isn't about revenge, it's about rising. It's about becoming so powerful, so grounded, that she can't help but look back and ache for what she lost. Are you ready to master yourself, to turn heartbreak into fuel? Then stay with me because these 12 Stoic steps will transform your pain into purpose. Let's begin. Way number one, embrace the pain. Pain is not your enemy. In fact, it is your awakening. The moment she left, you were handed the key to your greatest transformation, but only if you feel it. Don't numb yourself with distractions, late night scrolling, or false connections. Let the silence echo, let the tears fall, because that ache in your chest, that's not weakness. It's the sign that your heart still has depth. According to psychological studies, over 68% of people report experiencing some form of identity loss after a breakup. That's huge. But here's the difference between average men and stoic warriors. The warrior doesn't run from pain. He sits with it, learns from it, and lets it mold him. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? Maybe it's showing you where you abandoned yourself while chasing her. Maybe it's a call back to self-worth, boundaries, and vision. If you suppress the pain, it will return later, louder and crueler. But if you embrace it, you will rise wiser, stronger, more focused. If you've ever felt this depth of emotional pain and want to share your experience or ask how to navigate it, drop a comment below. Your story might help someone else too. Now next we explore the art of silence, not as a game, but as power. Way number two, silence speaks loud. After a breakup, the instinct is to explain, beg, or clarify. But true masculine strength lies in stillness. The man who says nothing, who disappears into growth, who does not chase, speaks volumes. Let me tell you this. Silence is louder than any paragraph you could send her at 3 a.m. When she checks her phone and sees no desperate texts, when she realizes your online presence has gone cold, she'll feel your absence more than your presence ever made her feel before. A study by Psychology Today notes that 76% of individuals who initiated a breakup later stalk their ex on social media, curious about how they're coping. And when they see you silent, not suffering, not pleading, not chasing, it creates a deep, haunting regret. So don't post to get her attention. Don't tweet cryptic messages. Go silent. Level up behind the scenes. Let her imagination do the work. Let your quiet confidence haunt her in the most dignified way possible. And if anyone's wondering, but what if she forgets about me? Let me answer it clearly. She'll never forget a man who mastered his pain in silence and rose without her. If this resonates with you, leave a comment below or hit that like button to keep this truth alive. Now comes the most crucial part of this journey, rediscovering and elevating your purpose. Way number three, elevate your purpose. Your purpose is what gives your life direction beyond any relationship. It's what makes you magnetic. When a man is focused on his mission, he becomes untouchable. He becomes unforgettable. After heartbreak, many men lose sight of themselves. They wander aimlessly, checking her profile, replaying memories, or drowning in regret. But Stoicism teaches us that the obstacle is the way. That heartbreak is not the end. It's the beginning of a higher path. It was revealed in a research study that men who refocus on their life goals after a breakup can fully recover 42% faster than others who are absorbed in sadness, anger, resentment, etc. In other words, you have almost halved the period of emotional recovery only by shifting your focus to something else, be it career development, working out, setting up a business, or completing the book you haven't finished yet. Do it, all for not the girl. It's all about you. And the best thing is when she lives the moments of your success, when you are not pretending to be someone you are not, but are just actually shining from within, walking with purpose and peace, she will understand that she let go. She will recognize the fact that the man she lost has never been the one who was meant to be just ordinary. People do not regret losing a partner who is average in any sense of the word. They regret losing a unique spouse. Therefore, one should examine oneself. What was I not working on while I was chasing after this girl? Which of my passions did I have to put on hold to stop her from being uneasy? This is now the time to light that fire again. If it resonated with you, if you are ready to retrieve your motivation and thus lead a more purposeful life, inform me in the comments. Share your exciting journey with us, or at least talk about your plans to find a new one. And if you are uplifted by the words herein, show your support by liking and subscribing. We will soon be moving on to something transformational, something that actually affects behavior, powerful, and way number 4, rebuild in silence. One of the most commanding moves you can ever make after being left is to rebuild yourself. Not loudly, not with drama, but in complete silence. Why? Because the world, and especially the person who let you go, expects your downfall to be noisy. They expect chaos, breakdowns, maybe even begging. But when you disappear from the noise and reappear stronger without saying a word, it shakes their very expectations. This is not about ego. It's about elevation. Rebuilding in silence means you focus on yourself, away from validation, away from attention. You cut distractions, reduce screen time, block unnecessary people, and instead dive into your own healing like a warrior. Think about it. When was the last time you really focused on you? No chasing, no explaining, just healing and improving. A study by the American Psychological Association found that 68% of people who underwent a silent period of reflection and self-work after a breakup reported faster emotional recovery than those who stayed active on social media or maintained contact with their ex. Silence isn't weakness, it's a strategy. It gives you clarity, direction, and inner control. And here's the kicker. When you quietly level up, those watching from a distance will notice. She'll see that you're not broken. She'll wonder how you became this unbothered, refined version of yourself. And that's when the regret begins to creep in. If anyone watching this has ever been through that phase where silence healed them more than words ever could, comment your story below. We want to hear from you. Now let's move to something physical, yet deeply emotional. Way number 5, hit the gym. This one might sound cliche, but the transformational power of physical improvement is no joke. Hitting the gym isn't just about getting abs or bulging biceps. It's about reclaiming your discipline, your structure, and your focus. When a breakup happens, your body literally feels the emotional trauma. Studies have shown that physical activity, especially strength training, helps release endorphins, chemicals that improve mood, reduce stress, and stabilize emotional energy. According to Harvard Health, regular workouts can reduce depression symptoms by over 47%, even after emotional trauma. That's not just mental improvement, that's biochemical empowerment. Every drop of sweat, every rep, and every early morning you wake up to train, it's a message to yourself. I choose growth over grief. You're no longer chasing her validation. You're chasing a better version of you. And here's the real beauty. When your body changes, your energy does too. People see it, they feel it. She'll see pictures, run into mutual friends, and the whispers will begin. He's glowing up. But let's be clear, this isn't revenge, it's revelation. You're not proving anything to her, you're proving everything to yourself. When you build your body, you build your mind. You show up stronger, more confident, and grounded. That strength radiates, and trust me, she'll feel the absence of your presence more when you look unstoppable. If you've already started your fitness journey after heartbreak, or you're just about to begin, drop me in the comments to let the community know you're in warrior mode. We're building emotional strength and physical power here, together. And now an even deeper challenge. Way number 6, master your mind. This is the soul of Stoicism, the power to govern your mind. And when a woman leaves you, your mind becomes a battlefield. Thoughts spiral. Was I not enough? Did she ever love me? Will I ever heal? These questions aren't weak. They're human. But if you don't take control, your mind will start controlling you. Mastering your mind means separating what you feel from how you act. It means choosing response over reaction. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, believed that true power lies in controlling your inner world, no matter how chaotic the outer world becomes. In fact, Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think of it like this. If your ex can still control your mood, your thoughts, your peace, then she still owns part of you. But when you learn to detach emotionally, to think clearly, to observe instead of react, that's when you take your power back. According to neuroscientific studies, consistent mindfulness and journaling can reduce emotional reactivity by over 60%. That's not just wisdom, it's neuroplasticity at work. Meditation, breathwork, reading philosophy, and even therapy, these aren't signs of weakness. They're tools of the elite. Mastering your mind also means you stop obsessing over making her regret. Because once you become so whole within yourself, her regret becomes inevitable, not because you chased it, but because you didn't need it anymore. And here's a thought. If your peace of mind depended on someone else, was it ever really peace? If this resonates with you, if you've ever felt the war inside your own mind after heartbreak, drop a emoji in the comments. Let others know they're not alone. And if you're learning something powerful today, don't leave without hitting like and subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next. We're just getting started on this journey of self-mastery. Next, we step into something crucial, something that quietly reshapes how people perceive you. Way number 7, stay unavailable. When someone walks away from you, the first instinct is often to chase, to explain, to beg. But here's the Stoic truth. Your silence and absence are more powerful than your presence ever was. People value what they can't easily access. The more available you are, the more you signal that you still haven't moved on, that you're stuck. But if you become unavailable, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, energetically, you become a mystery again. A mystery they once thought they solved, and now realize they never truly understood. Around 68% of people admit to checking on their exes online even when they say they're over it. So imagine this. She clicks your story, expecting to see sadness, but instead sees silence, discipline, movement. You've gone dark. You've gone inward. That's when curiosity turns into regret. Being unavailable is not about playing games. It's about creating sacred space to heal, to grow, to protect your energy. You're not ignoring her. You're honoring yourself. You're too focused on becoming the man you were always meant to be. And if someone's wondering right now, but what if she reaches out? Good question. Comment below and let's talk. Because what you do next could either pull you back or pull you forward. Now comes the shift that everyone notices, but few understand. Way number 8, glow up daily. There is no louder statement than becoming unrecognizable in the best way. Your glow up is not just about looks. It's about a total transformation. Studies show that first impressions are 55% visual. So yes, your physical glow matters. Start grooming. Wear clothes that fit your new confidence. Clean shoes, clear skin, shoulders back. But don't stop there. The true glow up is inner. It's in your energy. Wake up earlier. Read instead of scrolling. Walk instead of weeping. Speak less, but with more power. Go to the gym, not to show off, but to build discipline. Every day, 1% better. By the way, 78% of people admit they feel regret when they see their ex doing better without them. Think about that. Your transformation isn't revenge, it's a mirror. It reflects everything they let go of and everything you now protect. Glow up for you, not to win her back, but to win back your soul. Every time you skip a distraction, every time you choose to grind over grief, you glow. And if you're sitting there wondering, but what if she doesn't notice? That's not the point. You notice, and that's enough. Want more glow-up routines and mental mastery tips? Now let's get into something that silently screams strength. Way number 9, level up finances. Nothing makes a woman look back like seeing a man who once cried for her now building an empire. We're not talking about materialism. We're talking about freedom, confidence, control. Money isn't everything, but it gives you options. And in Stoicism, freedom is everything. When you level up your finances, you stop living for scraps. You no longer need anyone's validation, attention, or approval to feel whole. You're building something, slowly, steadily, silently. The late night hustle, the upskilling, the saving. Not for show, but for your future self. Surveys reveal that financial stability is one of the top 3 traits women regret losing in past partners. Why? Because money isn't just about power. It reflects mindset, vision, responsibility. You're no longer just him. You're a man with a mission. Start a side hustle. Invest wisely. Read about wealth. Pay off your debt. Stop buying things to impress and start building things that last. Let her see you not as the boy she left, but as the man she never saw coming. And if someone's watching right now thinking, but I don't know where to start financially, drop a comment. Let's build you up. You're not alone in this. If this message moves you, inspires you, even stings a little, that's growth knocking on your door. Like this video, subscribe for more raw, real transformation content, because we're not just talking about glow-ups, we're living them. Next, we dive into something extremely important, something most people ignore but is silently destroying their power and peace: mastering your emotions. Way number 10, control emotions. When someone walks away from you, especially someone you love deeply, it's natural to feel waves of pain, anger, sadness, and confusion. But if there's one thing Stoicism teaches us, it's this: emotion is energy, but reaction is weakness. The one who can control their emotions controls their reality. Let me ask you honestly, have you ever texted out of desperation? Cried in silence while scrolling through old photos? Over 73% of people admit they regret acting emotionally after a breakup. Why? Because emotion clouds judgment and leaves you exposed. Stoicism is not about pretending you don't feel. It's about choosing what to do with what you feel. When you refuse to react out of pain, you shift the power dynamic. You stop being the one who's hurting and become the one who's healing, growing, and moving forward. When she sees you calm, composed, unbothered, not cold, but in control, it rattles her. Why? Because she expected you to fall apart. But here you are, standing stronger than ever. No more emotional outbursts. No more pleading. Only peace. Ask yourself, who's really winning? The one screaming for attention or the one glowing in silence? And if this message hits home, drop a comment below. Share your experience. Let's talk about emotional mastery. Now let's move to something deeply psychological and socially powerful: the shift in social power. Way number 11, social power shift. Here's the truth. The breakup didn't just shake your emotions. It shook your social status, your sense of belonging, your image. That's where the social power shift becomes vital. When a relationship ends, there's often a subtle power struggle. One person appears to be thriving, while the other looks like they're falling apart. Research shows that 61% of people monitor their ex's social media, and among them, nearly half feel regret when they see their ex succeeding, glowing, and living life without them. So what do? You shift the power back to yourself without saying a single word. Start showing up, not for revenge, but for reinvention. Start networking, rebuilding your social circle, going out, reconnecting with friends, even taking up leadership roles in communities you care about. Why? Because when your name comes up, it shouldn't be in the context of heartbreak. It should be in the context of transformation. She needs to hear about you, not as the one who's stuck, but as the one who's rising. She needs to see your glow, not in the dark corners of old memories, but in the spotlight of your new life. This is not about pretending, it's about becoming. Become the man who is unforgettable, not because she left you, but because you elevated despite it. And if you've ever felt that people around you started treating you differently after your breakup, it's time to reverse that energy. Reclaim your social gravity. If you have a question about how to rebuild your social presence or shift power gracefully, ask it in the comments below. This community is here to support growth. And if you're learning something valuable, like, share, and subscribe so more people can rise with you. Finally, let's talk about the most powerful move you can make, the one that truly makes her regret losing you. Way number 12, move on strong. This is where everything comes together. You've mastered your emotions. You've rebuilt your presence. Now comes the most defining step. Move on, not slowly, not bitterly, but boldly and completely. Letting go isn't weakness. In fact, it's the ultimate strength. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology showed that 71% of people who consciously chose to move on from a past relationship experience improved mental health, better confidence, and new relationship success within 6 months. When you truly move on, not to make her jealous, not to get attention, but because you know your worth, you trigger something powerful in her mind. She starts wondering, did I really lose something I'll never find again? Was he the one that got away? But here's the secret. It no longer matters, because now you've outgrown the need for her regret. You've become the man you were always meant to be, independent, unshakable, radiating peace and strength. That's when the universe begins to bring better things, better people, better energy into your life. This is the true power of Stoicism, not numbing yourself but rising above the noise, not revenge but rebirth. So now I ask you, are you ready to move on strong? Not just for her to regret it, but for you to finally be free? If you feel that, if you're claiming that shift, drop an A in the comments right now. Let the world know you're done shrinking. And if you've made it this far, it means you're serious about evolving. You're not alone. And this is just the beginning of your comeback story. Thanks for watching. We rise together.